Feeling behind is a waste of time. You physically cannot be behind in a life that you have not lived yet. Oftentimes, when we are going through life, we are looking at other people, what other people are doing, and it causes us to then feel like we are not on track or on pace of what we should be in our own life. It's honestly such a difficult feeling. I've been there many, many times in my life. And when I really look at the source and the root of it, it comes down to comparison. And comparison is the thief of joy. What we call being behind tends to actually be that you are just on a different path. And when we are looking at comparison, and we're looking at our life by comparing at other people's journey, it's all such a distorted lens. And it's a lens that we should not be looking at our own life through, because it's all based on somebody else's journey. And I think what happens is that we often see typically what other people are doing when they are younger than us, or potentially in the same career path as us, and we feel like, well, if they're there, then I should be further ahead. Because if they're doing that at that age, or at that pace, or at that level, then I should be further ahead. And then we get lost in the downward spiral thinking that we are actually behind in life. Something you have to remember is that social media does not show you the behind the scenes typically. It doesn't show you the storms. It doesn't show you all of the burdens and the things that people went through. You are seeing the highlight reel. You are not typically seeing the sleepless nights, the early mornings, the work that they're putting in. And you also may not be seeing the favors that they got from somebody else, the help that they got from family or from friends, things that you may not have. But you don't see that. You don't see all the things that other people went through, whether it's in their favor or not. But it got them to where they are today. You aren't seeing that. You are seeing the overview that they want you to see. And that's why social media is such a distorted lens to see life through. Because as soon as you see other people's reality, or what you think is their reality, you then compare it to your own. And the thing is that when you look at your life, it's not that you're late. You are in a season of preparation. Your timing is exactly what it should be. You are exactly where you need to be at exactly the point and the timing that needs to be in your life. There are seasons, there are detours, there are delays, but they are always on purpose. They are always in the preparation to get you to where you need to be going. And I get it. I've had those feelings where you feel like you are not where you should be. And you feel that you are in a specific position now, but you want to be here. You want to be at this level. But who you are today may not be ready to take on this specific level. And so if you look inside, because it's often an inside job, think and ask, okay, what things can I be doing to work on my character, to work on my skills? There is no universal timeline in life. There is no manual. There is no blueprint. There is no specific lined up timing that you should be doing something. And so if you are feeling behind, I want you to take analysis and be self-aware with when specifically you're feeling like this, because I can bet you that it is when you have just spent time on TikTok, or you've just spent time on Instagram, and you've just spent time looking elsewhere when you should be focusing on your own life and understanding and realizing the blessings that you have in your own life. Because if you think about going on a horse race If a horse is racing and they start to look up and look left and look right, they slow down. But if you keep tunnel vision, focus on your own life, be intentional, be present, be thankful for everything that you have, you'll stop comparing. And when you stop comparing, you start to be more grateful and you stop feeling like you are actually behind. And instead of judging yourself for where you should be, you can look at how far you've come. Look at all the things that you have achieved in your life, the hurdles you've overcome, the storms that you've faced, and you've got through it afterwards. That's what you need to be focusing on. All the great things that you have in your life, all the blessings, not all the things you may be missing out from or think you should have, because it's all irrelevant. It doesn't matter, because your story is all going according to a specific timeline, but it's not going to be the same as everybody else's. Now, if you think back in your life where you may have felt like this before, and you think about the timeline and you are waiting and you're thinking that you should have a specific thing or you should be in a specific place, when you look back now, do you actually feel like you were ready at that time to get that specific thing or be in that specific place or have presence in that specific room? Because I bet you, now that you see it from the outside, hindsight is 2020. You were not ready. You were in preparation, but you had your own work to do before you were ready to go through that door. I've been there. I've been there more times than I can count. And I used to think a lot when it came to when I started on social media. And I used to wonder why my videos hadn't done this and I hadn't grown and everything else. I'm thankful that it took time for my exposure to happen and to gain from social media, because when I had first started, there was still an incredible amount of work that I had to do on myself before I then grew. And now looking back, I am thankful that it took a slower pace, because I get hate comments, I get DMs, I get people saying this, people saying that. It doesn't faze me, but it would have years ago. And unfortunately, the more you grow, the more you expose yourself to negativity and everything else. But I've grown so much over the years that now I know how to handle that. Back then, I would have taken it to heart, and it may have even stopped me from continuing to put out social media content. And that is my full-time career today. And it's amazing. I get to do what I love every single day. And I feel so blessed for that. But it all went according to the timeline that God had planned for me, not my own. And when you look back on it, you are thankful. And it makes you really realize how the thought of feeling behind, it's impossible. You are where you are meant to be right now. So be present in your daily life. Be more intentional. Romanticize all of the daily things that you have to do, even though they may seem mundane. Be present and intentional, and you can see your life change. Remember, being behind, feeling behind in your life is impossible. You are exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you need to do in order to fulfill your purpose. And so stay on track, stay focused, and remember that you are incredibly blessed. And the more that you are thankful for the little things, the more that you'll get that feeling of gratitude all throughout you. The more you focus on the good, the more the good comes into focus. All right? I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.